I hope you guys are having a good time today, first day of OpenStack Summit. In this BrownbAg Tech Talk, we are going to see a specific use case. In the keynote speak today, you have heard that the OpenStack is getting rapidly adopted, and many enterprise as well as the telecom customers are using OpenStack today. My name is Nayana, and I work with HPE Enterprise. HPE with Nuage Networks, we have come up with a collaborative solution to solve this complex problem of multi-data center OpenStack. There are lots of challenges and requirements for the communication service providers today. I have used only few selective ones which are relevant to this use case. We will see how we have solved this problem and what are the highlights of our solution. We will see a use case of the multi-data center deployment. And we will see the comprehensive solution benefits that HPE offers on this use case. So some of the challenges that CSPs have today, they need to orchestrate the networks for a quick turnaround and manage multiple VIMs. They want to reduce the operational expenses, and that has made it a mandatory or a necessity for the multi-data center deployments. To have a unified view of all the networks with multiple data centers is important, and IP management, especially when you know that there are multiple data centers and you want to have a unified view, the IP management becomes very important. There are existing VLANs and bare metal servers in the data centers, and CSPs definitely want to make use of it. So VXLAN versus VLAN communication becomes very important, and we have solved this problem as well with the solution. Current OpenStack security groups are very local to that OpenStack instance only. Today, they do not have a way to go across the multi-data centers. And with this SDN capability in our solution, we are able to use the security policies to extend across the data centers. With the challenges, of course, very basic fundamental requirements such as carrier grade features for the CSPs for availability and performance, as well as the SDN capabilities to handle these complex situations are important. With Helion Carrier Grade solution, we have three highlights. One is the Helion Lifecycle Manager, which gives administrator to do their cloud definition, configuration management, as well as flexibility in the deployments. It gives a high availability solution in the multi-tenant, multi-hypervisor kind of deployment with ESX, KVM, as well as bare metals. It does have the lifecycle operations, so upgrade is one of them. The second highlight is the SDN capabilities. With the HPE solution called DCN, which is the Distributed Cloud Networking, we offer a ML2 driver for Neutron, which allows the multi-data center communication. It is able to extend the L2 and L3 connectivity across the data centers. We also have done the integration with 5930 switches with OVSDB to allow the VTEP connectivity. As mentioned earlier, it allows the cloud VMs, VXLANs, to the legacy VLANs in the data center. It offers a northbound REST API layer which can be used by the orchestrators for doing the automatic orchestration of the networks and other network resources. It also offers rich security policies. And the third highlight is the carrier grade features. Of course, availability is one of the most important ones for the CSPs, along with performance. And we solve that through the SR-IOV and PCI pass-through connectivity models. Fault detection and recovery becomes very important with low latency. And live migration, evacuation of the failured hosts, these are some of the important features in the solution. The second highlight, which is the DCN integration for giving the SDN capabilities with the Helion Carrier Grade. We have multi-Datacenter integration, as we're going to see in detail, which uses the BGP federation between the SDN controllers. It allows to use these multiple data centers without really going through the floating IPs, which are very expensive for CSPs. It gives a rich feature and functionalities in the application policies and also the service function chaining. The users can do the provisioning and deployment of their VNFs in those different multi-data centers, and the orchestrator will be able to handle all the managing of resources. There are some POCs that we have done with the customers with the third-party vendor solutions, such as firewall from Palo Alto Networks and load balancer from F5. These give a rich features for the service function chaining, whereby you can steer the traffic from one endpoint through the firewall going to the other network. In terms of deployability, there is a rich operational tool set to do both underlay and overlay management, and integration with the top-of-the-rack switches such as 5930s. The DCN shines in the hybrid environments, whereby it is allowing to have multi-region OpenStack instances where you have KVM, hypervisor, ESX, as well as bare metal. We have done some integration with IPAM, for example, with the for doing the info blocks IP management, which can handle not only non-overt I/O, such as SR-IOV and PCI pass-through. The orchestrators, through this DCN layer, which is the northbound API layer, it is able to talk to the multi-vendor VIMs. So not only Helion Carrier Grade, but also a third-party OpenStack instance can be easily managed with that. Just to give a brief on what this DCN is. DCN is the software data networking solution that HPE offers. It has something called VSP, which is the Virtualized Services Network. It has three important components, and we will not go into detail looking at the time frame. The overall solution is where we have the Helion Carrier Grade with major core networks and the OpenStack services with the Neutron plugin. And the VSD is talking to the SDN controllers through XMPP. And the controller in turn talks to the VRS, which is the routing function, which resides on each hypervisor. So the use case is when you have two data centers and you have different regions, for example, KVM and ESX, those VMs can talk to the other data center VMs or the bare metal through this solution. The VSCs talk to each other through the border gateway protocol, the BGP, and the controller talks to the VRS, the routing function, through the open flow. The single VSD can manage and control the 2 different data centers deployment, and the NFVD director, for example, which is an orchestrator from Helion, which can allow to orchestrate between these 2 data centers. So we have seen some of the challenges for the CSPs.
So is VSC the SDN controller itself?
VSC.
VSC. Okay. And that too are managed by okay.
So we have seen that some of the important challenges and requirements from the CSP, such as automation, orchestration, availability, performance, scale, multi-DC deployment. With all the SDN capabilities, Helion OpenStack Carrier Grade is able to solve these multi-DC complex problems. I know the time is short, but we do have a session which is in-depth tomorrow at 2:50 in the HP track. So please join me there, and we can go over all the details, configuration, and whatever questions you have. Thank you.